you know, the Lord felt emotions, the Lord felt pain. And so He doesn't want us to suppress what we're feeling, no matter what it is. And knowing that it's okay to be sad, it's okay to cry, it's okay to even like be angry, it's okay to release those emotions, really was very freeing for me. Hi, you guys. It's been a while since I've sat down and filmed a video, but I'm here and I am glad to be here. If you're new here, welcome to Single and Whole. My heart behind these videos is just to call single women of God to walk in their purpose and fulfill the calling it is that God has for them in this season. If you're single or not single, you are definitely welcome to stick around and watch, and I hope you do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big ol' thumbs up. And if you enjoy this video, if you're enjoying this content, if you're liking what I'm doing, pretty please subscribe so that you can just join this community here. I'm really hoping to grow it, and I want you to be a part of that. So share it, like it, tell a friend. Let's help grow this community. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sakila. I am 28 years old, and I am single, and I am also a believer. And I feel like there's a lot of people who maybe interact with me on a regular basis and who know me, and they maybe wouldn't think that being married is something that is like heavily on my mind or something that like I deeply want. But yeah, it definitely is. Even though for the longest time I never outwardly spoke about my desire to get married, I've always wanted to be married. Like ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to eventually be a wife. And I wanted to be a young wife. I wanted to get married in my early 20s, like 22, 23, like right out of college. That was my desire for a really long time. However, it didn't happen, obviously, because now I'm 28 and I, still not married. Never really even been in a very like serious relationship before. It's just one of those things that I thought would easily happen for me. When it was meant to happen, it would. But it never did. And to be honest, that makes me a little bit sad because obviously I am in the season where a lot of my peers are starting to get married and moving on to different seasons. I've been to like a lot of like baby showers. I've been to some bridal showers, and I want to say, like, from the bottom of my heart, I am truly happy, like, for my peers and for the people around me who are moving on to these new seasons. Like, I genuinely am. However, it's hard to see that and not wonder, like, okay, Lord, like, I'm thankful for them, but ultimately, when is it going to be my turn? And I'd be lying if I haven't thought that for the past few months and even the past years now. So yeah, one of the reasons I'm filming this video is that hopefully there's people out there, women out there, who can relate to my story, relate to my journey, and maybe feel less alone. So yeah, that's a little bit about what's something that I'm kind of in the midst of in relation to just my life right now. But I want to talk about some things that I feel like have helped me get through this season of singleness that I'm currently in. So number one is sharing what I'm going through with other believers. And a lot of these things are so near and dear to my heart because it's things that I didn't think to do earlier on, but as I, continued down this walk of prolonged singleness, I learned that there were things that I should have been doing that I wasn't doing that would help make this process easier. It would even help me, I feel like, gain the Lord, and just as an overall would be beneficial to my experience and what I'm going through right now. So number one is sharing what I'm going through with other believers. This has been really, really important and really impactful to me. So yeah, I'm gonna guess that there's people around you who they've been through something similar to what you've been through, or even if it's not the exact same thing, there's people who still have a story that is able to relate to your story in some way. So for the longest time, I feel like I've been the kind of person who has just been kind of like stays to themselves. It doesn't really open up a whole lot. Just kind of tries to maybe keep my head down and like keep going. And although I think that can be a strength in a lot of ways, sometimes, the enemy can use that to not allow us to get the help that, we need, and even to the help that the Lord wants to do. The Lord wants to use people around us. Like, we're not placed where we're placed on accident, no matter where we are. The Lord a lot of times wants to use people around us to minister to us and to speak into our situation. But if we never open up about our situation, then we're kind of, putting a cap on a way, or we're blocking what the Lord can do by choosing just to simply not share and remain to ourselves. There's a time and a place. You have to discern who to share with, but all in all, we are, the Lord wants us to share our heart with other believers who are around us. So yeah, this is something that I've been doing a lot more. For me, it just got to a place where this burden of singleness got so heavy for me that I was like, okay, Lord, like, I really can't just walk this out by myself. Like, I need companions. I need other sisters in Christ who I know I can turn to, and they're going to pour into me, and they're going to take it back to the Lord. And yeah, the Lord has put people in my life who I've shared this with, and they've done just that. Like, they've been there for me and with me in it. They've listened to me, they've been there for me, and more importantly than all that, they've brought it back to the Lord on my behalf. And that really, it means so much to me, because I feel like when you're going through anything, and when for so long you've been you've been the only one who's been carrying that, when you relinquish control and you open up and you share, and like you're met with people who only have the best for you and only want the best for you, it's a really beautiful and sweet feeling. So yeah, that's something I've been doing more, and that's been really impactful in my journey of singleness. It's just opening up to other people and having people stand in prayer with me. Okay. The next one is a big one for me as well. Sorry, tickle. And that is knowing it's okay to be sad. For so long, I thought I would shove my feelings to the side and I wouldn't acknowledge them. And I wasn't very accepting of the feelings that I felt. But then once I was just really real with myself, and I first acknowledged that, wanting to be married is a godly desire. For so long, I felt kind of even uncomfortable in a sense with being comfortable with my desire to be married. For some reason, I felt weird, and it felt awkward to say that, even though it's something that most of us want. It's just something, if you really think about it, I mean, I don't know what sphere you're in, but I feel like I've been in a sphere where I've seen people not really openly talk about those desires. And so because of that, it's made me not want to be open and talking about that desire. However, I'm in a place now, just with going through what I've going through and just, living the life I've lived. I'm at a point now where I'm like, you know what? No one should shame anyone for the human desire to have a companion. And I think that was one step for me, was acknowledging that, like, it's not weird or awkward or anything. Like, it's just human to want to be with another human in that way. That was a big step for me. But after that step, I think Another big step for me is acknowledging that it's okay to be sad when you do want this thing, you do want this companionship, and it's not happening. It's okay to be sad. Lord knows I've had my share of being really, really sad about it. But, you know, the Lord felt emotions, the Lord felt pain, and so He doesn't want us to suppress what we're feeling, no matter what it is. And knowing that it's okay to be sad, it's okay to cry, it's okay to even like be angry, it's okay to release those emotions, really was very freeing for me. Of course, you know, you don't want to do anything in a dishonoring way towards the Lord. We don't want to do anything in a dishonoring way towards the Lord, but it's not helpful to just kind of like squelch our emotions down when we were meant to feel them and we were meant to express them. So it's okay to be sad. The Lord can handle that. It's okay, I'd say, to even be angry. The Lord can handle that. However, even in the midst of all that, we have to believe that the Lord's heart is good. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. That's something the past several months and even years, I would say, I've struggled to believe. Because sometimes when the pain just feels so overwhelming and you do see people, it seems like left and right, get the one thing you want. And also when you feel like the one thing you want is not a super complicated request, but it's not being answered, I'm not gonna lie, it has made me question the Lord's goodness and His goodness towards me. However, though, even if you're questioning it, I would just say to you, choose to believe that the Lord is good anyway, and choose to stand in that even if you don't feel it emotionally. I would say choose to stand in that. Still choose to feed yourself with the word. And when all else fails, when you feel like you can't go on anymore, turn to other people who can go on for you, because maybe sometimes that's what has to happen as well. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why the Lord has given us, other brothers and sisters to help us when we feel like we can't go on anymore. My other tip is know it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to express that and release that. And then I would say my final tip is not questioning God so much. This has been another one I've done and I've struggled with. As this was happening, I've literally questioned God so much because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. It also doesn't make sense that the Lord has not released this desire of mine, but also there's been other things that have happened in my life that have basically made the journey even harder, and it just makes me question, like, okay, Lord, I know it's a no right now, and I know it hurts that it's a no right now, but also why did this other thing have to happen to make the no even more of a jab to me? I've had a lot of things like that. I mean, I know I didn't give any specific examples, but I've had multiple events in my life that made me question this, made me question the Lord and His goodness, and made me question question the Lord in general even more. And so, I would question the Lord. I would question about this. I would question about that. One day I was at church and I was talking to someone, and I asked them for prayer just about this, like my singleness, and then something else I was going through as well. And I think I just said something along the lines of I don't understand. I don't understand why this is happening. And she just was basically saying, sometimes things happen that we don't understand and we'll never understand. And she shared a little bit about her story. She just basically said, she had a daughter, and her daughter, passed away in a car accident, and how she to this day doesn't understand why the Lord allowed that to happen. But even in the midst of what she was going through, things would happen to her that made her realize the Lord saw her and He still cared about her and He was still in her situation. All I can say is I think maybe there's a time and place to question. However, I think also there's a time and a place to not question anymore. Because sometimes I feel like the more I would question God, just the more upset I would get, the more introspective I would get, the more, because sometimes the Lord is not going to give us the answer, and He hasn't given me the answer in regards to this. And if He's not going to give us the answer, that means we don't need to know right now. So we're just basically hurting ourselves by trying to seek the answer out that the Lord's not releasing to us. If He's not going to release it, we don't have their power to make Him release it. So I found a lot of peace, really, and this is hard for me, but I found a lot of peace in just no longer trying to question the Lord and why He's doing things, but still just choosing to believe that He is good. And even though I don't understand why this is happening, He has to have His reasons, and His reasons have to be good because He is good. So I would implore you, if you're going through something like this, or even through something else, and you're just constantly questioning the Lord, like, Lord, why? Maybe just, relinquish that. Relinquish the extreme, intense desire to know why in the Lord's hands, and be willing to, and you may need some help. You maybe have to say, like, Lord, like, help me, because I still really want to know why, but help me to be okay with not knowing why if I don't need to know why right now. And I'm telling you, I truly do believe that's going to fill you with a lot more peace than just constantly trying to figure out the answer to why God is doing what He's doing. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. Yeah, it was good chatting with y'all. If y'all enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. It would literally mean so much to me and this channel. If you're enjoying this content, if it blessed you in some way, if you believe it would bless someone else, I also ask that you subscribe to this channel, hit the little subscribe button. That's just how you're just showing that you support me and that you are a part of this community. It would bless me so much. It would mean so much to me. And also, please share this video. If there's someone else who's going through what I'm going through or something similar, whoever's just popping on your heart right now, I just ask that you share this video with them. So yeah, that we can, of course, grow this channel and this community, but also that hopefully, the Lord will speak in this video through someone else, and just to the person who maybe needs it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is Single and Whole. Have a blessed day. Bye.